5 present.
And we have a set of minutes from our March meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the March 26th meeting.
I second the motion.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none, they'll pass as written. Do we have any communications?
No, Mr. President, not at this time.
Thank you. All right, I will call the cases by case number and name of petitioner. I would ask that you come forward, state your name, address for public record, at which time you will be given the opportunity to present your case, accompanied by any professionals that you have with you. After that, we will have a staff report pertaining to each case presented this evening. We will then have a question and answer period for the board members. We will then open the floor for comments, not questions, from the audience. If you are desirous of speaking for or against any case, we ask that you please sign in at the registry in the center aisle. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. The board will then render a decision either for, against, ask for a deferral for more information, or other reasons which we will state, or the board will make no recommendation to the town council. At this time, would you please silence any communication devices that you have? Thank you. We have no old business, so we will move to our first case, Z9E7-0425, Francis O'Brien, petitioner, and John Brown, owner, located at 8683 Connecticut Street. Special exemption approval from section 21-136 on 1.24 acres in a C5 office and research zoning district to allow a child care facility. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this is where you get to tell us what you'd like.
Okay. I am looking to move my current child care facility from Cherville in the Pine Island Estates over to Maryville on Connecticut Street, which is located directly in front of Methodist Hospital. Within those professional buildings, most of them are medical. We're looking to put a child care facility in there that'll service all of Maryville, Crown Point areas. We do have a school bus that we could bus the children to and from school, to and from workplaces, ages 6 weeks through 12 years, including summer camp and school breaks. I've been in business for, October will be 30 years that I've been running childcare.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think she stated her name and address.
You did state your name and address in the beginning.
No, I did not. My name is
I'm
Frances
sorry.
O'Brien. I'm sorry.
I heard Cherville, so.
Yes, my current child care center is at 5221 Fountain Drive in Crown Point within Cherville limits.
Okay, and your name and address, please?
My name is Frances O'Brien. My home address is 3135 Union Avenue in Stager, Illinois.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sheila.
Yes, petitioner is requesting special exception approval from section 21-136 on 1.24 acres in an existing C5 office and research zoning district to relocate Little Discoveries Child Care Preschool from Cherville, Indiana to 8683 Connecticut Street. The petitioner has a letter of intent to purchase the property. Little Discoveries will operate from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, offering full-time care for children 6 weeks to 12 years old. LDCP has been in business since 1995 in Stager, Illinois, and in 2021, the petitioner leased a building in Cherville, Indiana. Currently, said business has 57 children enrolled and 15 employees. Ultimately, Little Discoveries plans to enroll a minimum of 140 children and employ 24 staff members. LDCP follows the state child and adult care food program. The food is prepared on site. The curriculum is Frog Street Press, which teaches children all the basics through play, song, art, and worksheets. The establishment, maintenance, or operation of the proposed special exception use will not be detrimental or endanger the public health, safety, and general welfare in accordance with the comprehensive plan because the daycare will follow all state, town, and licensing guidelines. The proposed special exception will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of the other properties in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor substantially diminish and impair property values within the neighborhood. Because LDCP is located in a medical complex with no business directly north or east of the building, the establishment of the special exception approval will not impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding properties for the uses permitted in the district. There is a safety plan in place for the play area and for the drop-off and pickup of the children. LDCP will fence in the play area. Ample parking is available, and the entire site will be monitored by cameras. For this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only.
Thank you. I'll bring it to the board for questions. I think my first question to you would be, I didn't see hours of operation.
Yes, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I said it, I don't know.
Here it is. I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
Correct.
I got a question. It looks like you want to double your capacity of children.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why you moved to Maryville?
Yes, that's part of the reason. Where I'm at currently, the property's not being maintained by the landlord, so it's becoming no longer safe. Some of the classrooms are no longer safe for the children, and I want to continue providing care for my current clientele as well as expanding.
I work in a hospital, and I know there's a huge demand for childcare. Would you consider extended hours over that to accommodate 24-hour shifts, or just curious?
Yeah, I actually thought about that. In fact, about 10 years ago, I used to do 24-hour care at my Illinois location. So I'm well aware of like all the functionality of all that. And currently, I am open only from 6 to 6:30, 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Upon talking to some of the employees over at Methodist Hospital, since it's practically in the same parking areas, they found a need for their staff, which is 7 to 7 shift, which is why I'm asking for 8 p.m., so that we can extend it to that. Once I can get some good employees in and continue growing, which ever since writing what Ms. Sheila had read, I've already acquired 3 more employees. So it's already on the grow with that. But yeah, I do plan on hopefully extending that.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sheila, would she have to come back in then if she changes the hours?
No, just the hours of operation. No, unless you all put a condition that she comes back in. But if she changes her hours of operation, it's just the hours of operation.
Okay, all right, I just wondered.
She would just have to make note of that on her business license.
I got you.
It's quite a large building.
It is, yeah. I have lots of plans for it.
How much renovation are you going
It's
to
going to be a
need?
total demo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the inside, there used to be a doctor's office in there. In fact, there's still an x-ray machine and a couple medical chairs in there. So there's lots of tiny rooms, some have sinks, some don't, so, we would have to bring it up to code for a license center. So it'll be a total gut out. I've been working with 3 different contractors as far as collecting bids, which I should get the rest of those this week.
So the plan that you submitted here is what's going to be, not what's there today?
Correct. Yeah, what's there today, no business would be able to move in there currently.
It doesn't mimic this drawing.
No,
Okay,
no, that's a new drawing that I paid the architect for.
okay.
Any other questions from the board?
I don't have any more.
I don't think so.
Seeing none, I will open it to the audience. Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
Mr. Mose, Chairman, I'll make a motion to accept this Z9E70425 special exception for this petition only, this use only, and this location only.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a roll call, please?
Jeff Zweig,
Yes.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Gipp, yes. William Byers,
Yes,
Tim Fortier,
Yes. Good luck.
unanimous.
Thank you.
yep, good luck.
Thank you.
So, Mrs. O'Brien, this will have to go to the town council for final approval, and I will let you know when you're on the agenda.
Okay.
Have a
Thank
good
you very
evening.
much. You too. Thank you, guys.
Our next case is Z10V2-0425. Regional Brothers Lot 37 and 38 LLC petitioner and owner located at Lot 37 Wright Street, Lake County, Indiana. Variance from development standards approval on 43,560 square feet in an M1 limited industrial zoning district from section 21-172B7 to allow partial stone surface in section 21-37 to reduce the north side yard setback from 20 feet to 5 feet to allow a flex office warehouse.
Good evening. My name is Nick Georgiou. I'm one of the owners of Region BRS Lots 37, 38 LLC. We're submitting this petition. We own the two parcels, in particular, the first one being this Lot 37. For point of reference, because some of the variance we're requesting is due to conditions that we can't totally control. We developed Lot 39 immediately south of this division, and, south of this lot, and across the back of all these lots along the bike path runs a 50-foot Buckeye pipeline easement. And so we had to negotiate, in the first lot we did originally, to allow us to put any surface on it, pavement, et cetera, which they granted to us on Lot 39. They actually granted us a 25-foot pavement encroachment onto their easement. We knew that when we purchased these lots, and we entered in negotiations with Buckeye Pipeline. At the end of last year, we've been negotiating with them for 90 days, and continuously, their condition is that we can only, on these lots, we can only pave 7 feet, and they would allow us to have a stone surface on the remainder of the 18 feet, which would be on the east half of the 50-foot pipeline easement. The way we've developed the parcel, and you have the plan in front of you, we've had to accommodate traffic around the building, et cetera, and we really need that surface for maneuvering, that 25 feet into the Buckeye pipeline. One of their conditions is, which we completely have agreed to, is we can't park anything on there, we can't store anything on there, or plant anything on there, literally. But we need that space in our plan. You'll see that in order to get a truck around the building or back around the building, et cetera, we need that space for maneuvering. But since I can't pave that last 18 feet, which we would have done if we normally, per your zoning, Buckeye won't let us do that. So that's our first variance, is request to allow that 18 feet on their easement be stone surface in lieu of asphalt. The second part of the variance is that, again, because we're restricted by the easement and how far back we can go, et cetera, we're trying to maximize the building footprint. And so we have a potential buyer for this particular development or this property. We're trying to get a 10,000 square foot building. Right now, We're asking for a variance on the north side yard to go reduce from 20 feet to 5 feet. I will point out, there's no building or development to the north. The business park detention pond is what's immediately to the north, so I'm not butting up against any building to the north. Those are the two items we're asking for variances on before this BZA.
Okay, staff report, please.
Yes, the petitioner is requesting a variance from developmental standards from section 21-172B7 to allow for a partial stone surface in lieu of pavement, and section 21-137 to reduce the north side yard setback from 20 feet to 5 feet in an M1 limited industrial zoning district on 43,560 square feet to allow a flex office warehouse to be built on the property.
All right. I'll bring it to the board for questions. I think my first question to you would be, where is this?
The BRS Industrial Park it's fronted with Lexus of Merrillville up on Route 30. That's we're literally in the far southeast corner of the subdivision. We're in the very back southeast corner. 83rd Place runs east-west, and we're on Wright Street, which is the last north-south street in the subdivision. We're in the way back in the corner of the industrial park there.
I tried to find it, and
Well, it's a vacant lot at the moment.
I'm
But
sorry?
It's a vacant lot at the moment. The detention pond's probably the only marker, or the only way you would know it. And M&M Car Care is at the far southeast corner.
Oh, you
of the
guys are way
development.
back there.
Yeah,
All the way
we're
in the
way
back.
back there.
Yeah.
Well, usually before we come to the meeting, we like to go to
Sure.
the property to evaluate the situation, which Google had no idea where you were,
Okay.
and I had no idea where you were. I was looking for places on Mississippi Street, so,
Yeah, should have called me,
what's that?
should have called me.
Should've called her. Should've called her.
Oh,
Well, introduce yourself.
Carlos Ruiz, Region Contractors, also property owner, partner. M&M Car Care's over there, and if you follow Google Maps, they'll put you in the middle of a subdivision. We found that out with Lot 39, which we also own, which is M&M Car Care. They're one of their stores. I think they're up to 5 stores now, but regardless, we own that property also. So if you go all the way from the Lexus dealership, straight as an X, at an angle of south and west, that's where we're at, opposite of the Lexus dealership. Two clear lots there. The retention ponds there on the backside. We have the pipeline we're dealing with in the back. But yeah, Tim Stika just built across the street from us there on the corner also. I don't know if you're familiar with that area at all.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a good area. We just need some help with the yard side and rear yard.
so you're looking for the 20-foot to a 5-foot setback so that you can put another couple pounds of stuff in your 5-pound bag
Well,
so you can squeeze as much out of this place as you can.
Well, it's not that, if I may. Lot 39, like I said, we developed that one first, okay? And they changed the rules on us. When I say they, meaning Buckeye Pipeline. So we thought we'd be able to use, shame on us, we bought it and then went back to the pipeline. I said, hey, can we use the same rules and guidelines that we used 3 years ago? And they said, nope, time out. And this is what they proposed to us, and we fought for this. I mean, they were really difficult. So yeah, I mean, we're trying to put as much as we can and develop the best that we can, so go ahead, Nick.
We actually have a proposed tenant buyer for this facility, and the other key to the square footage and the layout, as you can see in the plan we submitted, is it's gonna be 50% owner occupied and 2 tenants. So that's why I need to have the maneuvering space in the back to get trucks back there, et cetera, but that's why the size of the building, right at 10,000 square feet, is where the request is, and we can get it in there, but it was a tight squeeze. So that's why we're requesting the side yard variance.
And I don't speak legal, but these are all drafts, so you don't have anything in writing. The representative from the pipeline's not here.
We attached in the BZA application a copy of our encroachment agreement, which, and highlighted and stipulated what they
Correct.
agreed to. It's in your packet. I assume
but
it's
these
in
are
your
only-
packet.
It's,
only
yeah, it's
drafts.
highlighted, I've got that. That's why I'll refer to our attorney here as far as how legal binding is a drafted notice with a highlight.
Yeah, I think what we're saying is that what's presented are copies of drafts. And you've already alluded to some issues with Buckeye. Is anyone from Buckeye here
No.
this evening?
Well, I'm in a catch-22 situation. No, literally, because I have this sitting on my desk for Carlos's signature, he's our manager, and I came to BZA. If you tell me I can't do that over, I gotta rethink where I'm going with this, I'll be honest about it. I literally, and I can, if you wanna pass it contingent on a final recorded agreement, we're more than happy to do that.
So we ask permission from the pipeline first, that's what they'll give us, and then we come to you guys and ask them, will you bless this? And then you guys say yes or no. Depending on your answer, we gotta go back to Buckeye and say, okay, please make this permanent. And if you wanna base your decision on that it's a permanent deal of how we have it drawn here, we're more than open to that. Well, like he says, we're basically asked permission, and now we're asking permission again, but both of you gotta bless it.
We're very open, if you want to make contingent to having a final Buckeye encroachment agreement recorded, because it will be recorded. For your records, we're more than open to do that.
And this will provide access for fire equipment if necessary?
Yes.
I just don't know about cutting the setback from 20 to 5 feet.
That's on the north end.
Right.
So on that north end, so you understand, if you may, and please, if you want, move it back to the point where you get to go look at the property. That's looking pure at a retainage or a detention pond. That's dry 90% of the time. When it gets heavy, heavy rain, it fills with water. When it gets dry, it's dry as a bone, we mow it. I'm the president of the BRS development over there, so we're heavily involved there. This would be lot 3 now that we're involved with over there. I've built 2 or 3 buildings over there already.
Well, again, I'm sorry, Sheila, but I went to the Mississippi properties today, and the buildings, we gave these pretty much the same exceptions to, and it looks terrible. I mean, the property lines are so close, and they've dug ditches for the water runoff from all these properties. I just don't want the same thing to occur over here.
If I may, that's what I'm saying again, that's a detention pond.
Right.
There will be no building to the
You
north.
can't build to the north of that. The only one who will know seriously by looking at it will be us that are here. I mean, I really ask that you go look at it. But it's equivalent to at least 2 or 3 acres of open and detention pond on that side, on that north side that we're asking for.
Yeah, we love, so we take a look at it.
That's all up to us, yeah. Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. Oh, apologize. I'll open it to the public. Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for motion. I can't make motions.
I know, I'm trying to think of how I word this. If I make the motion. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and make a deferral on this. On case number Z10, Z10V2-0425, until we can get some eyes and boots out there to look at this. I mean, just to appease everyone and see exactly what we're doing. So I'd like to make a deferral for next month,
Next meeting?
our next meeting.
Okay?
Is that something that, I
I'll
mean,
second that.
okay.
We
I'm
have
more
a
than happy
first,
for you to see it, yeah, please.
we have a first and a second for deferral to our next meeting. We get a vote, please?
Jeff Zweig,
Yes.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Gibb, yes. William Byers,
Yes.
Tim Fortier,
Yes.
5-0 for deferral.
Would that, Sheila, would that deferral also pertain to the second motion?
Yes, it's right next door.
Right.
The lot is right next door. If
So
you-
one could.
Oh, no, you have to do it per petition. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
If you want to defer both of them, yeah.
Okay, our next case then is same petitioner.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We're the next one, too.
Right. We're doing the
yeah.
next one.
Sorry.
Case number Z11V3-0425, Regional BRS Lots 3738, LLC petitioner and owner located at Lot 38 Wright Street, Lake County, Indiana. Variance from developmental standard approval on 43,560 square feet in an M1 limited industrial zoning district from section 21-72B7 to allow stone surface on section 21-137 to reduce the southern corner side yard setback from 40 to 20 feet to allow the flex office warehouse.
Georgiou, Region BRS, lots 3738 LLC, 912 West Avenue H. Griffith. Lot 38 is essentially the same. There is another additional point I want to add up, is you made the comment about fire engines. We had a meeting with staff when we proposed these two projects. We met with Matt Lake and others, and they requested, or they recommended, we add a driveway off of 83rd Place. This is now the corner lot. And you mentioned the fire truck, and we're keenly aware of trying to get a truck around this building or through these buildings in the back of them. And if you see the driveway on the location off of 83rd Place, it comes in into the paved portion of the Buckeye encroachment, but the stone is still off to the side. But just so you're aware of that particular item, again, because of trying to get what we lost in rear yardage, et cetera, this is a request to reduce the corner side yard from 40 feet to 20 feet on the south.
With the same stoning and,
Yeah, same Buckeye.
Sheila?
Petitioner is requesting a variance from developmental standards from section 21-172B7 to allow for a partial stone surface in lieu of the pavement, 18 feet of gravel on the Buckeye easement. Section 21-137 to reduce the south corner side yard setback from 40 to 20 in the M1 limited industrial zoning district. On 43,560 square foot to allow a flex office warehouse building to be built on the property. Petitioner is requesting a variance from developmental standard because the overall site development potential is significantly limited by the Buckeye pipeline. The desired site improvements are similar to and consistent in the adjacent uses, building types and sizes, site and utilization. Adjacent use and value will not be adversely affected as the improvement proposed will increase property values.
All right. Is your development on 38 contingent on the development on 37?
No, there's two separate developments.
Okay.
I may ask a question, would it be beneficial for us to have Buckeye paperwork in play and in hand when we come next time? Would that matter? Like I said, we were looking to get your blessing, not to like come in here strong-handed going, this is what we can only do. We're asking for permission and your blessing. But I need to know if it's beneficial, we'll get Buckeye to have all the paperwork in play. If at all possible, I should be able to pull it off and have it all legal and set if you guys say yes to the gravel on the back, at least. Would that be helpful? So we wouldn't have to go another meeting on both lots?
It would be helpful.
Okay.
And as you already know, or may know, whatever this body decides has to be sanctioned or approved by the council anyway, and whether or not it's now or then.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to know. I just wanted your blessing to go ahead and get it in play, and I will.
So Attorney Hall, developmental standards don't go to the town of Maryville, don't go to the town council?
I mean, the approval to whether or not we're going to have this variance. That you're saying that that's something that this body determines?
This body has the final say from
Well,
various
then that-
developmental
Then
standards.
that would make even more pertinent the
Yeah,
the
very
need to
pertinent.
have those documents.
Going to have it in play. That way we can hopefully bring this to the table.
Because I don't see a problem with the second lot with the 40 to 20-foot setback, but that
Okay.
20 to 5, until I can get out there and see that you're not going to interfere with somebody else's property and runoff.
Yes, sir. Understand? No.
I think what would be beneficial to the board to go out there is to have some kind of markings,
Okay,
whether you have a surveyor to mark it so that we know where the property lines are.
okay.
That would be helpful, don't you think?
More than happy to meet somebody out there too, but we can have some markings put out for you.
Okay.
We'll do that.
We got a sidebar.
It's okay.
While they're talking, is there any other questions to the board? Sorry. We good to open it to the public?
Yes.
Anyone like to speak for or against the petitioner? Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
And to defer this one as well. I'll make a motion to do a deferral, just like the other one, okay? For case number Z11V, I put my glasses on. Three. Dash 0425, deferral until we can actually take a look at it.
Okay.
And this will be until the next meeting.
And with a signed copy of the agreement with Pipeline.
Right.
Yes.
And I'll second that.
Have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Jeff Swike,
Yes.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Kip, yes, William Byers,
Yes.
Tim Fortier,
Yes.
5-0.
See if we can wrap it up next
month.
meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll take a look.
Our next case is Z12E3-0425, Karma Finance and Holding LLC petitioner and Darren Saha, owner, located at 850 West Lincoln Highway. Special exemption approval to allow an interior addition with additional seating and piano bar to allow business expansion.
Hello, my name is Dhiran Shah from Karma Cigar Bar and Karma Finance and Holding. I have my attorney, Jewel Harris, here. He's going to represent me to answer any of your questions.
Good evening to the board, staff, and your esteemed council. It's good to see you. My name is Jewel Harris Jr., and I'm an attorney with Harris Law Firm. I'm here on behalf of Karma Cigar Bar. I'm excited to share with you exactly the type of news that a municipality wants to hear, and that's that one of their existing businesses is thriving, doing well, and seeking authorization to expand. And that is the subject of the application before you tonight. In short, what Karma Cigar Bar is attempting to do is to seek permission to do some interior expansion to the rear of the current structure so that they can add some additional amenities to what is already a bustling business. As you know, it's a cigar lounge. It's doing very well. It's been there for quite some time. And what they would like to do is remain competitive in the market, stay ahead of competition, and get some additional amenities added so that they can continue to grow their business, continue to add to the tax base here. If there are any questions regarding the specific amenities or what the layout might look like, we've got some other team members present to present that to you or answer any questions. But the long and short of this is we're looking for that authorization to do the interior expansion.
Sheila?
Petitioners requesting special exception approval in a C3 highway commercial zoning district to allow an interior addition. Karma Cigar Bar is seeking approval for an interior addition at 850 West 81st Avenue. The petitioner will increase seating to the rear and remove 10 seats from the front of the cigar bar. Karma wants to introduce a high-end hospitality that includes a piano bar and with a grand piano. This addition will enhance the customer experience. Additionally, Karma Cigar Bar will adhere to all alcohol and tobacco regulations, town ordinance, and will hire Maryville police as needed. The establishment of the proposed special exception will not impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding properties because Karma Cigar Bar holds that the project will only increase the property value in the area. Approval of this addition will allow Karma to provide 44 to 46 parking spaces for guests and a total maximum occupancy of 152 people with the ratio of 4-to-1. Leaps will allow overflow parking in its lot, and valet parking will be made available for major events. David Lasser has offered valet parking for major event peak business hours are 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. after Leap supply business hours. Petitioner has decreased the seating in the front to 20 seats and 46 seats in the rear for a total of 66 seats. The request for the special exception approval is a must in order to maximize the potential of Karma Cigar Bar. Without approval, expansion cannot happen. For this petition only, at this location only, and for this use only. And Mr. President and members of the Board of Zoning Appeals, there is no ordinance that says that you have to have a special exception to do an interior remodel. However, when they came before us before, a condition was put on that if they, was put on the last special exception, that if they ever were to increase and do more interior work in the rear, that they would just have to come forth and show that there's enough parking there. So there'll be parking at Leaps, and also there, if you look at your, I just want to explain a little bit. If you look at your plans, you will see that they're putting doors in the rear of the property, which will allow them to use the parking in the rear. Right now, if you go there, people tend to like to park by the door. I know, even though I need to walk, I park by the door. People tend to park by the door, so by them putting doors in the rear of the property, the clients will be able to park, to use the rear parking more. And that's the reason for them being here this evening.
Thank you for that. All right, I'll bring it to the board for any questions or comments.
What kind of major events are you planning on having? So it's a jazz bar, where they'll play jazz on the piano?
Usually we do cigar events, but some sort of music event, but it's not a very high, I mean, it will be high-end, but not many people. I mean, it will be limited sittings.
If I could add to that. So obviously, this is a pretty niche market, right, with cigars. So typically, what Karma will do is have a special night where they feature a certain manufacturer of a cigar. They pair that with, a certain pairing of an alcohol, and then there'll be a theme for music for that night. So it's just intended to generate traffic. It's not as though there's concerts or something like that where there's some big events, but there is something to attract people to come in, keep things fresh and new, and that's the idea behind all this.
So you wouldn't have any rock bands or stuff like that? It's just,
Not unless you have a suggestion, but otherwise, no, we don't plan on having rock bands there.
I'd just like to make a comment that you've been a very valuable and responsible member of a business in Maryville, which I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Yeah, I personally have been there and with friends. And for example, there's not a lot of places like that. I was just down in Indianapolis on Monday night and had to go to Rocky Patel's. But other than that, there's not many that I can name off by hand where I can go enjoy, my brand of cigars that I smoke. And with my friends, to be able to go out and have a nice evening. So I applaud it.
What are the hours of operation?
It will remain same, 11 to 11, Monday through Sunday.
Weekends too?
Huh?
Weekends,
too,
same,
yeah,
till 11?
yeah.
But currently, I don't have much background because I haven't been there, but do you serve food now?
Yes. We
Okay.
have a bar food.
And so you're adding just the piano section and additional capacity?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe get Liberace.
Yeah, I can't play the piano either, so I'm out.
Are there any other questions from the board? Seeing none, I'll open it to the audience. Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And if my son-in-law were here, who he told me before I left, he would stand up there and say he's in favor of this. Any other petitioners like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board.
Mr. Chairman, I make a move for approval of Z12 East 30425. And any conditions that you guys place on it.
I second the motion.
Let me just correct, the case number is Z12E8-0425. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
So Jeff Zweig,
Yes.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Gipp, yes. William Byers?
Yes.
Tim Fortier?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, guys.
Yep, thank you.
You, Darren, you will go before the Board of the Town Council, special exceptions go before the Town Council. I'll let you know when that meeting is.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes and no. It's not like.
Our next case is Z13VU2-0425. Sheila, she read the case number is E3, and on the
It is E8,
It is E8, okay.
yes, it is
So you were
E8.
correct the first reading off the sheet,
That's all.
but on this, it's 8.
It is 8.
I just want to make
Yeah,
sure we were.
I got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, then our next case is Z13VU2-0425.
Yes.
Bala Shalan,
Bilal Shalan. This is my partner.
okay.
Yes. My name is Sam Sada. I'm from Risha Sign and Printing. I'm looking for installation LED sign in the location 1771 West 81st Street, 81st Avenue for the LED message center. We'll apply it for the magazine. I have it approved, and everything is in here. We'll send you, have it. We give me to, well, installation 2 sign, 1 in the building. Already give me approved this one. For them looking for the LED message board center.
Okay, Sheila.
Petitioner is seeking a variance of use approval from Section 189-8 to allow a LED message center on an existing sign in a C3 highway commercial zoning district on 3.16 acres to erect a 4x8 LED message center on an existing pole sign. The existing sign is 10x6, and the total signage will be 92 square feet. Petitioner submits that the proposed variance of use approval will only serve to promote business at the dealership. The petitioner will advertise town events when requested.
Thank you. I will bring it to the board for questions. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing when it's quiet up here. Where's Holtz when we need him?
Yeah, yeah, right?
All right, seeing no questions from the board, I will open it to the public. Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, would anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I will bring it back to the board for motion.
I'll make a motion to approve this case number Z13VU2-0425 to approve this sign and for this condition, for this location only.
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Jeff Spike,
Yes.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Gibb, yes. William Byers.
Yes,
Tim Fortier,
Yes.
unanimous.
Thank you, Bishop.
Congrats.
thank you.
So, sir, I do need that, yes, and also this will go to the town council, and I will let you know when you're on that agenda. No, I don't know. Okay, thank you.
Faster than I thought.
That is our last case. Can we get a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.